Welcome for our second demo of Vision Financials. In our previous demo, we have discussed about what is cloud, what are different cloud companies we have, and what is the role of functional consultant, what is Vision applications, what is Vision Financials. This is all we have discussed. When it comes for the cloud environment, there will be two options for us. One is a SaaS model, another one is a PaaS model. Mainly we'll find the two options here, SaaS and PaaS. Let's say your client is a Cisco client, or we were talking about yesterday, Heritage Corporation. Okay. So whenever client is decided to go for cloud environment, what Oracle is telling, if you want to use Vision applications, ERP software in the cloud environment, we have two options. One is a SaaS model, software as a service. Another one is a PaaS model, platform as a service. Platform as a service. We call it as a public cloud, private cloud. So what is public cloud and what is private cloud? Generally, we don't use these words, public and private. We will be using SaaS and PaaS, software as a service, and the platform as a service. We will be using that. And most of the projects are running right now 90% on the SaaS environment because it's very less amount. And almost small and medium clients are going to come for SaaS model. So whenever clients are decided to come for the cloud environment and use Vision applications, cloud means, as I said, virtual servers, Oracle servers. Client has decided instead of using their own servers, they want to use the Oracle servers in that SaaS and PaaS model. So software as a service means no DBA. In both the cloud means Oracle DBS will take care. Oracle DBS will take care about that. Here it is. Here there is no question of our client DBS. No DBS, our clients will not be working. Here it is. Okay. So client Oracle DBS are going to take care. So we don't need to recruit any DBS. And in the SaaS model, mainly functional role will be there. As we discussed yesterday, two roles are there, technical and functional. There will be a technical roles, but very less, very less. As I said, because in the application, you don't find much functionality for configuration. They won't give the access to that. Okay. Functional role, full-fledged. Full-fledged, you have to do the functional setups and everything. Okay. Technically, only you can build the reports, customize the reports. You can load the data. You can extract the data, do some personalizations and integrations. Only this. You will not be able to perform any other activities as a technical. So that's why there will be a very few jobs technically in the SaaS model because Oracle will not give the permission to develop your application. To make a lot of extensions, they won't give the permission. They'll have a limitations. There will be a limitations over here it is. Okay. And when it comes for PaaS model, platform as a service, nothing but dedicated server. Platform as a service, nothing but a dedicated server. It means your client is having huge customizations. Your client is having huge customizations. When the clients are having huge customizations, They wanted to go for make the changes here. So in that scenario, what Oracle suggests, go for PaaS environment. Application is same, Fusion applications, ERP software only, but instead of using the shared server, Oracle suggests to go for dedicated server. In the dedicated server means private cloud. In the dedicated server, there is no limit, means no restrictions. You can perform whatever the developments you required, whatever the customizations, extensions are required, those all you can go for perform. No restrictions. You can develop the new pages. You can customize the existing pages. You can upload the files. You will have access to file server. You will have access to database server. You can design new schema, new tables, new packages, new programs you can develop. These all things not possible in the SaaS model. In the SaaS model, only these technical skills are allowed. When it comes for PaaS model, all this, there is no restrictions, anything you can do. So this PaaS model is equal to your individual server. Whatever the clients are using last 30 years, whatever the clients are using individually their own server, same features, they can get it in PaaS model. They can get in the PaaS model. Only thing is, it will be under the control of DBAs. Oracle DBAs will take care of that. Okay, the remaining technical role and functional role both are similar as per the on-premises. There are no restrictions over here. There are no restrictions over here it is. Okay, so whenever we say cloud options, when any client decided to go for cloud, what Oracle says, if you want to use Fusion applications, ERP software in the cloud environment, we have two options. One is SaaS model, another one is a PaaS model. If it is a SaaS model, you can do only this technical work. If it is a PaaS model, no restrictions. Of course, functional is common everywhere. Functional is common. Generally, small and medium clients will prefer SaaS model. Now, 90% of projects are going on in the SaaS environment right now across the world. And 10% of clients has moved already to the PaaS model because they are big clients. They wanted to customize the application according to their business requirements. They want to write their own logic for their business. They want to build a new modules also, like general ledger, account payables, account receivables. These are standard modules provided by Oracle, but client is having some other business flow. They want to build a new pages. They want to build a new entire module for data management. They want to design a new schema in the database. So this is all they wanted to have. So in that scenario, obviously they have to go for PaaS model, platform as a service. In that, Oracle will give the dedicated server to the client. So there is no restrictions. Whatever client wants to do, he can do it. But those clients are there across the world, only 10% right now. As I said, right now, more functional jobs are there. Technical jobs are very few right now because platform as a service, once it comes more, then you will find a lot of technical jobs like this. Right now, only technical means reports and data migration. For example, there is a project, Fusion Financials, implementing for a client for 4 countries. Okay, all 5 modules, GL, AP, AR, cash management, and expense module. When client has decided to go for implement all these 5 modules, they need, let's say, 4 functional consultant. Then 1 technical guy is sufficient. 1 or 2 people are sufficient, not more than that. But if it is a PaaS environment, at least 10 members are required because they want to build a new pages by using Visual Builder Cloud Services. There are some other tools. We'll talk about that. Okay, so that's about the difference between SaaS model and PaaS model. So these two are nothing. Environment is nothing but a servers. When you decided to come to the cloud, there are two options, SaaS and PaaS. Software as a service, platform as a service. Okay, so this is about the difference between SaaS and PaaS. Is clear, everybody? Any doubts here? Now, whenever we are working in the real time right now, maximum SaaS model only, but we don't find any difference for functional consultant. In the interviews also, if they ask us, are you working in PaaS model or SaaS model, we can say that SaaS model right now we are working. Even if we say we are working in the PaaS model also, there is no difference. If there are any differences, that is for technical case, not for the functional consultant. Okay, yeah. So any doubts here in this environment options?
Sir, can you briefly explain? Just now I joined.
Yeah, two environments are there. We have SaaS and PaaS. Whenever the client has decided to go for use this applications in the cloud environment, Oracle says, if you have a few customizations in the application, better go for SaaS model, which is very, very less price. And DBS, Oracle DBS will take care, and technical role will be very less. This and functional as usual setups will be performing. If the client has decided, I have a lot of customizations and new modules also I want to build other than the standard modules, then what Oracle suggests, go for PaaS model, platform as a service. And it's a private cloud. It's a private cloud. So here functional consultant is going to involve, and technically no restrictions. Development of forms, development of programs, integrations, reports development, and database creations, file uploading, files downloading, all these things can be done, no restrictions. So on-premises, we don't have, as I said, Fusion applications is nothing but a cloud only. Oracle is telling we are ready to give for on-premises also, but that is not suggestible. Most of the clients are moving to the cloud only, either SaaS model or PaaS model. So now the projects are going on in the SaaS model. So whenever the technical guys are there in the platform as a service model, means dedicated server. This will take some time. Right now, very few projects are running in this model, but after some time, after 2-3 years, maximum clients will move to the PaaS environment. Because when the client says that I want to customize the product, there is no option. This model will not work. So how the clients will decide whether they want a SaaS model or PaaS model? If they says that I don't have huge customizations, only few modifications are required enough, remaining setups and all, that's fine. There won't be any problem regarding setups and reports development. And whenever client says that I want to develop the forms and I want to develop the programs and I want to go for build a custom modules. So these modules are provided by Oracle. I have separate rental management module, product service module, automobile flow module that we don't have in Oracle Fusion. Not only in Oracle Fusion, we don't find other ERPs also, like our competitors, SAP or anywhere. Definitely client will go for build their own design. That is not possible in the SaaS. They have to go for PaaS. That's a big clients like Cisco client, General Electricals. Okay, this all will go for PaaS environment. Right now, PaaS model is very high price. The clients are expecting if Oracle comes out with the price cut, then they are interested to go with this PaaS environment. So as I said, this is a starting era of Oracle Fusion. Oracle Fusion applications is the next generation ERP. That's what Oracle says. This is just starting market for Fusion applications. 2020, 21, 22. It's a starting. Down the line in another 5 years, after 5 years, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge requirements and a very high level position. I don't think so. After 4 5 years, there will be another ERP, which will be a competitor for fusion applications. Here, when we talk about the competitors of Oracle Fusion applications, we don't find Workday or Salesforce or SAP HANA because they don't have data centers. Oracle, as I said, Oracle established 38 data centers. Oracle has completely entered into the cloud. They are ready to sell the servers. They are ready to sell the applications, tools, everything. They are ready to do it. But these three companies, or SAP or this all are not. They are not into the vast of this. They are telling only their cloud ERP application. Only that application they are ready to give as a cloud. Okay, but they are not having their own data centers and established. The future is a data centers, no doubt. It's a cloud. No client is ready to maintain their own servers because it's due to digitalization, due to vast data, and they don't want to lose the data. No client is ready to lose the data. Earlier, what happened? Last 5 years data, they used to have a history, not more than that. But now it's not possible. Every client says that even if 10 years back we sold some items to customer, still we want to maintain that information with us. That's what we are doing it. And every communication happened between the supplier, between the customer, between the employees, with the public, all the information we want to go for grab into the applications. So it will be very difficult to maintain all this data in an individual servers. But same thing, we can easily do it in the cloud. That's why people are moving into the cloud. Okay, fine. So now we will discuss. Yeah, please.
Yeah, like there is an accounting rules defined in Fusion as well, right? So the ADR rules. So that is written by in the past or in the SAS?
In both the models, we can do it. See, if
It's
you want to
part of the
define
functional or technical.
If you want to go for defined technical or functional, both the things can be done. For example, cross-validation rules are there. This all functional only will be doing.
Okay, the
Security
ADR
rules. Sorry,
yeah.
come
The
again.
ADR rules, JLT, like how we have in the EBS, right?
Which rules? I was not clear. I'm sorry.
Accounting definition rules, journal line type.
Yeah, we can do it. That is a functional job. We can do it in both the models. Whatever EBS functionality we have, that can be executed completely in the SAS model as a functional consultant. Technical guys will do only two things. One is development, customization of reports. Two, data migration and extraction. These two will do that. Remaining all we will be doing as functional in both the modules. Both the environments, SAS and PaaS model.
Okay.
Okay, next.
Sir, 1 minute, sir.
Please.
Sir, what about IaaS, sir? Infrastructure as a service.
Oh, IaaS is different. Actually, it will not come under our Fusion applications. Actually, IaaS is one of the environment in the cloud, but it will not be applicable for Fusion ERP. But I'll tell you a simple example. We know Naukri, right? IaaS and DaaS. Data as a software. Two things are there. IaaS is nothing but infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. One client says that I don't want to use any of your tools and products. I just want to use your servers. Per month or per year, I'll pay the amount. I have already purchased or developed my own applications in different languages. I want to keep all these applications in your server. For example, we already know that TikTok, right? TikTok is there. So TikTok is one of the famous public interaction tool or software. Okay. So they are using Oracle Cloud. Oracle chosen as TikTok's secure cloud provider. So TikTok, they don't use any Fusion or EBS or Oracle database. They just use Oracle servers for rent. So they want to keep all their applications and of course database, everything on the Oracle servers. They don't want to use their own servers. It means TikTok company is using only Oracle infrastructure, means IT infrastructure, means servers. Infrastructure means indirectly server only, simple. Okay, so they don't use Oracle products. They don't use any Oracle servers. If they want to use, of course, they can use. But right now, they are just infrastructural partners, means they are just utilizing Oracle servers. They are not going to use any Oracle tools or products. Data as a service, DaaS model means the best example is a Naukri. So what is Naukri? Naukri company is one of the job portal, #1 job portal in India. All job seekers will be posting their profiles in this particular website. But actually, what is their business? They will be giving the access to the companies to search for the data. They will not charge from the candidate. They will not charge the amount from the candidate. Free of cost, we can upload our resumes into Naukri. But who will pay the amount to Naukri? Companies will pay because all the profiles are there in Naukri. Then Naukri will go to some TCS company or Wipro company. You can buy the access of my data. In my software, there are some millions of profiles across the India. All these millions of profiles you can access and view, you can download, you can interact with your candidates and recruit. It means what Naukri is trying to do, they are providing the data access, no software, no tools, no servers. They are telling that I have a data. If you want to access my data and use for your business, I'm ready to provide. Okay. For that, you have to pay per amount, per login or per profile or per year or unlimited, different packages. So that is a DaaS model, data as a software. This is servers, infrastructure as a servers. We don't generally use this because it's not related to the Fusion applications. For Fusion applications, only two environments, SaaS and PaaS model. Is clear, everyone?
Clear, sir. Thank you.
So now we are going to create a user account in Fusion applications. So first we'll see once we'll be connecting to Oracle server. Like this, same when we are working with the clients in the real time also, same type of URL will be provided for us. URL will be provided and we are going to log in here. We are going to log in with credentials. Even client employees also will do in this way. This is an environment of Fusion applications. This is the environment. It's a page. So whenever we connect to the Fusion applications, there will be two menus. Left side navigator. Left side navigator. Right side user menu. Right side will find user.
Sir, how can we know this is a PaaS environment or a SaaS environment, sir?
Here you can find in the URL. SaaS. SaaS FA. FA stands for Fusion applications.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, how can we know that this is a PaaS environment or SaaS environment?
You are able to view my screen, right? Here URL you have. Are you able to see the URL?
Yeah, yes.
In the URL, you can see SaaS.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
So once we connect to Fusion applications, there will be two menus. One is navigator, left side. Another one is a user menu, right side. Right side will find user menu. So it's very simple. Right side in user menu will do our functional setups. In user menu, we'll do our functional setups. In navigator menu, we will go for transactions. What is meant by setup and what is meant by transaction? It's very simple. Now client says that in January 1st to January 31st, whatever the amounts we are going to collect from the customers, if the amount is delayed, then let's charge 5% interest for all the customers. So our client has told, raise the interest for all the customers who are going to make the payments January 1st to January 31st. That's a setup we have to do. Where do we have to perform that? Go to user menu, setup and maintenance. Customers means accounts receivables. We have to go to financials, go down, receivables module, and perform this customer setups here. We'll find all the setups tasks here. We are going to set this all over here. It is. Okay. Once we do this setup, then we are supposed to test it. From where we are going to test? By performing couple of transactions. By performing couple of transactions. We are going to perform couple of transactions and we are going to test it. We are going to perform some couple of transactions. Where we have to do, go to navigator. Here we are going to perform. Here we are going to perform. Receivables. We'll raise the invoices and we'll go for calculate the invoice interest rates and all. So as simple as user menu will be used to perform setups. User menu will be used to perform the setups and navigator menu will be used to perform the transactions, nothing but the testing of the application. When we are working in the project, we are a functional consultants or technical consultant. We are from IT team. We are the developers, software developers. We will have the access for both the menus. We will have the access to both the menus because we want to do the setups. After doing the setup, then we want to supposed to test it. We want to supposed to test. That's why we will have the access for both. But once we do all the setups, once we do all testing, and yes, application is ready, configured, tested successfully according to our client requirement, then this application will give it to our client. Yes, according to your requirement, we have configured all the 3 modules or 5 modules, whatever the client says, and we have tested also. Then who will use this software? Our client employees. Let's say your client is having, let's say your client is Heritage Corporation. They have total 4,000 employees. Right? We cannot expect every employee will use the ERP software, right? So out of 4,000 employees, there will be cashiers, there will be accountant, there will be a salespeople, there will be a non-IT employees, right? They will not be using the applications. They will not use the computers, non-IT employees, right? So out of 4,000 employees, client is telling 600 employees are using the Fusion ERP and they'll perform daily invoices, payments, accounts, cash entries, bank statements, tax calculations, Like this, all this they will be performing according to that. It means once we give the application to the client, who will use this application? This application will be used by the client employees. So this client employees will be having the access to the application, but they will not be able to access, this setup and maintenance. They'll not be able to access the setup and maintenance. They'll be able to access the navigator. This. So client will always go to navigator and open the page. And if they want to hire employees, they can hire. If they want to apply for a leaves, they can apply. If they want to update their sales, they can create sales orders here. If they want to move the items, they can move from here. If they want to go for create assets, can be done here. A lot of transactions will be there. As per the permission, they'll be able to perform that particular activity here. Perform that particular activity here it is. Okay. So this is about the navigator menu. This is about the navigator menu. What employee is going to perform here it is. Right. So the setups and maintenance is for our functional consultant. Navigator is for client, but still we need to have the access, right? Because we want to test it. Okay. So we will call it as an implementation consultant. We will call it as a implementation consultant. Whenever we are working with the users, there will be two types of role. Implementation user, transactional user. What is the difference between these two? Implementation user means we are implementation users. We are a software developers. We are going to implement Fusion applications for the client. We need access for both. We need access to setups. We need access to transactions. Because once we do setup, obviously we are supposed to test it multiple times by having different test scenarios. We have to write test cases. As a functional consultant, it's our responsibility to write test cases. Okay. Test cases means business scenarios. Business scenarios. Based on the business scenario, we'll write test cases. This is not coding. This is a business test cases. Right. And once we do this, then we'll go for deliver. Transactional user is nothing but an employee user, our client. Employees will log in. They'll just do the transaction. They'll not be having access to setups. They'll just perform this access here. Okay. So now we will see how to create a implementation user and how to create a transactional user. Both will do it. Go to navigator, tools menu, security console. So security console is an environment. So if you are from EBS background, we know that EBS is one of the Oracle applications, e-business suite. It is also one of the Oracle ERP product. It's there in the market last 20-25 years. Thousands of clients across the world. But the people have started moving from EBS to cloud fusion applications. That is also ERP. There also financials will find all the modules functionality. So functionality is common everywhere, the same functionality, but only the thing is we will find different features, different multiple features according to our requirement we are going to find. Okay, so here we are trying to create an user. Go to users tab. So security console is an environment which is used to manage users' data. When I say manage, create, update, delete all activities and roles data. So role is nothing but a permission, access. See, in general ledger, you can do all actions. You can create journal, you can update journal, you can go for posting journal, reverse the journal, consolidate, translation, revaluation, reconciliations, all these things can be done. Now client says that I have one employee, he just log in and he has to create a journals. That's all. He should not do any other activities. Then you need to give the role permission. You need to give the role permission. Here it is. You have to give the role permission here. Role is nothing but access to the application. Role is nothing but access to the application. We'll talk about that. It's a security. It's a in detailed discussion we will be performing over here. It is. Okay, now we are going for user account. That's the username, password. And role. So two roles are required. One is IT security manager. This is to access the security console. Another one is application implementation consultant. Application implementation consultant. This role. Two roles. These two roles we call it as implementation roles. In the interviews also they'll ask us, can you tell me what are the implementation roles we have? One is IT security manager, another one is application implementation consultant. Like in EBS, we used to call it as AOL, application object library, system administrator and application developer. In Fusion applications, we are going to call it like this. If you are not from EBS background, don't worry. Sometimes I'll be just comparing for EBS background people. So we will treat that everybody is a fresher to the ERP and we are going to explain. Now, this is how we are going to create an implementation user.
I want a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like what is the difference between this consultant and the manager? Like any other high-level privileges, or is it sufficient only consultant is enough?
Generally in ERPs, the role it starts with as a team member means consultant. After that, team leader, project manager, delivery head, practice head. That's the role. In other languages, we call it as a software developer. So here we call it as a consultant in ERPs.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you add the application consultant role is ASM. What is difference between ASM and Aura?
ORA, yes. When we are working with the roles, ORA roles will find and also will find the product-based roles. ORA roles, which we will not be using generally. ORA, two roles will be there. ORA roles will not having any data privileges and other options. So generally we don't use that. Oracle generally will define for testing purpose. ASM or whatever the module is there, that we will be using.
Okay.
Yes.
In real time, means we real time using what role is used, like Aura or ASM in real time client?
ASM only will be used.
ASM, okay.
Yes. Okay. Fine, guys. Now this is a user account which we have created. It is active. Right now it is not logged. If you want to go for reset the password, you can reset from here. And then if you want to go for edit, means add roles and things can be done, it will be performed here. And these are the roles, everything we have. Now we'll just try to log in with our new user, whatever we have created. We don't need to give any employee name for which company is working, which branch. This detail is not required. Just username and password. Give the access. It's called an implementation user.
What are the two roles? IT service manager and the other is
application implementation consultant. So if we have the access to application implementation consultant, then we can log in, go to user menu and go to setup and maintenance. This we will have the access, setup and maintenance. So we are going to have the setup and maintenance access over here it is. So here we are going to perform all these activities here, setup and maintenance. We call it as FSM, Functional Setup Manager. FSM stands for Functional Setup Manager. This is where we are going to do the functional setups. This is for financials. Select financials. Module wise, we'll do the setups. Account payables module, cash management module, tax module, expenses module, fixed assets module, receivables module. Like this, we will perform. If we want to perform it for supply chain management, we'll find here supply chain management. If we want to do it for human capital management, HR related activities, we'll do it from compensation management, workforce deployment, workforce development. This all comes as a human capital. Okay. Now, once we log in, how many roles we have added for this January user? 2 roles. One is application implementation consultant. Nothing but a setup and maintenance. Here we can access the FSM and perform this activity. Another one is go to navigator, security console, right? Tools menu, this. You got the permission for security console, nothing but you have the access for IT security manager. IT security manager is the role which will give the permission to perform all user management, role management from this environment here. So these two are required as a functional consultant because we want to go for test the application and we want to perform the setups over here it is. When it comes for our applications, here it is. Let's go to setup and maintenance. I want to hire employee and create a user account for transactions, nothing but an end user. We call it as an end user, right? Finally, who will use this application? End user is going to use. End user is nothing but our client employees. Well, they'll log into the applications and they'll perform all the operations. For example, if we go to supermarket and if you buy some products and make the payment, they are going to enter all the details in the application. They'll choose the item name, quantity, price, subtotal, change, and customer details. Finally, they'll save and close. That is called transaction. That is called transactions. They are employees. They are going to perform the transactions. Okay. So these all transactions will be performed by the end users, means our client employees. They cannot do any setups because we don't give the permission. I'm going to show you how to hire one employee and create a user account and perform one simple transaction. Okay. Going to create one transactional user, means I'm going to hire one employee. For employee also required username and password, right? Set the user account because they want to log into the applications. Then they want to access invoice. They want to go for access the invoice page and they want to go for create an invoice. For which branch? They want to create an invoice for US1 business unit. Business unit is nothing but a branch. That's the simple task I'm going to perform. It's very simple. So as I said, it's a setup. We have to do configuration. Whenever we want to do setups, where we have to do, go to user menu, setup and maintenance here, and go to financials. Search for the task manage users. Our system is asking, do you want to create a person? Person means employee. Yes, I want to create an employee. Mentioning that Shiva Kumar. Shiva dot .com. What is the user account you need? Shiva, that's the user account name I want. Oh, what is the employment relation? Whether he's an employee, ex-employee, or partner, or retired employee, or student, he's employee of our company. That's fine. What is your company name? Heritage Corporation, right? So I'm using US1 business. Legal employer is nothing but a company. Business unit is nothing but a branch. So I'm hiring this employee, Mr. Shiva, as an employee of this legal employer and business unit. If you want to mention what is the job, what is the department, location, email ID, who is the manager, of course, you can do it that. Not mandatory. Okay. So we hired an employee and we also created a user account, Shiva. That's the username we have proposed to this employee. So once we create a user account, we need to reset the password, right? So that we can do it. Generally, employees can receive the mails password, so that also can be done. But now I'm just manually updating the password. If you provide a valid mail ID, they'll be receiving the URL for reset the password. So this is the user account we created already. See, this is the mail ID we given. User account is already created. So employee name, person number, business unit, all the details. Now, what is the client requirement? Hired employee, configured account. This employee should access the invoice page in account payable smartly, because he want to create only invoices. He should not do anything. He has to just go for access the invoice page in account payables. So go for edit. Whenever user wants to access some pages, that is nothing but a role. What is the role definition? Access to the application. In the application, every task is there, means every page is available. But we have to give the permission to the employees, whatever they require, according to the client require. We don't want to give everything to access to them, right? So that's what we are going to provide. So sometimes if you call to some call center, I need some information, they say I don't have access. Some other manager or senior people or some other department people will be having. So obviously, it's as a functional consultant, it's our responsibility to interact with the client. What are different types of employees you have? What are different types of roles you require? They cannot understand the roles. So what we'll ask in their language, layman language, what permission you want, what Shiva wants to do it. So they'll say, you want to raise the supplier invoices. Okay, no problem. We'll configure that. That's how we will perform it. So accounts payable manager. Accounts payable manager is there here. Accounts payable manager. Save and close. Permission we have given. But for which branch? I have 20 branches. When you open the page, system should allow only for one branch. He should create invoices. That is data access. That is data access. He should not go for create multiple branches. If you want to give permission, you can give. That is the secondary. But right now, Mr. Shiva should create an invoice only for this branch, not for other branches. So what we'll do? We given the permission for role, then we have to give the permission for data access. That we'll do it in FS. Here only we'll give the role access. Here we'll give the data access. Go to financials, data access. In data access, what we are trying to do is we are going to choose whenever Shiva log into Fusion applications. Shiva might be having permission for multiple roles, but whenever Shiva select payables, he should access only one branch. What is that branch name? US1. Like in whenever this is a testing data, US1 legal entity, US1 BU, Oracle has provided for testing purpose, practice purpose. But when we are working in the real time, we are going to configure all these setups, right? Legal employer, business unit. Actually, that's a tomorrow class. Last demo, third demo, we'll be discussing how to configure the enterprise structure. That time we'll come up with this. Okay. So now I'm going to specify that US1B. So now Shiva can access only US1 business unit data. He cannot access other business units data. Go to initial users. We must run one program. We need to synchronize this users and roles data access. We should run this program. We call it as LDAP process, Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. This we wanted to run. Now log out from January user. Now Shiva is going to log it. I think we have not reset the password, it seems. Yeah, sorry. We have not reset the password for Shiva. Just log in as implementation user. Go to security console. Shiva is the username. Go for it. Reset the password. Done button. Go to navigator. Still it's not updated. We are not able to access. Now, if we look at Shiva cannot do any setups because we have not given the permission. He's just employee, can perform only from navigator. Here it is. It takes some couple of minutes time it will take. Yeah, meanwhile, if you have any doubts, please ask me, we can discuss.
Sir, what is the difference between adding roles in security console and access dataset? Is there any difference, sir?
Yeah, simple. Yes, there is a difference. Whenever you are working with the Fusion applications, there will be two types of access. One is application access, another one is data access. Application means front end, pages. We need first access to the application. We need access to the application. First, for example, you have got sales order page access. You are working as a manager for one branch. Now, client is telling when this employee login, he should access the sales orders which are created only for that branch. Means only for that business unit, not other business units. Okay, that's a data access. Application access is nothing but a role. Data access is nothing but a data accessible. Here it is. Okay, so first we have to give the application access, nothing but a role. Then we have to give the data access. For example, if you give only role, user can open the page. He cannot find any data. He cannot create any records because you don't have permission for database. If you need a permission for a database, you have to go for data access. So without data access, there is no use of role access. You can just open the page. That's all. We cannot perform any transactions over there with the data. You got it?
Sir, I'm from a non-IT background, and you're talking about the EBS. Should we have the knowledge of EBS to understand this fusion?
Not required. Not at all required. Sometimes I'll be very rare case. I'll give excuse me, 1%. I think I'll give the comparison. That is a completely different ERP, right? It's not required.
And you told yesterday that this functional and technical one. And if suppose I want to do simultaneously both the thing, can this be done functional as well as
functional? This course and this batch is completely for functional. For technical, I think you need to talk with our admin.
Okay.
I'll give only just basics of technical. But if you need in-depth of technical, you need to interact with it.
Can you do it simultaneously with another?
Yeah, you can do it if you want to do that. It is good. Technically, SQL, if you are good, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, now we can see that Mr. Shiva can go to Navigator. See, he will be able to access payables, invoices. He is able to see the data. Which branch data? US. Okay. So whenever you go for search for the invoices, he can manage the invoices here. And you can see that he will be able to access only one business unit. Nothing but a branch. Other branch data you cannot search, you cannot insert, you cannot update. This cannot be done here. Okay. So this is how we can go for perform the access here for users, employee user, and implementation user providing the data access. That's all we are going to do it here. Okay. So let's go for practice this. Tomorrow we will be discussing about our enterprise structure. Enterprise structure we'll discuss tomorrow. And from day after tomorrow onwards, our regular classes will be started. This is a simple task which we have done. So of course, we'll be doing, if anyone is not able to understand this, because as it is a starting of our application, we'll be able to perform that next level right from the beginning. We can easily do that. Okay. Fine, guys. Let's see you tomorrow. Again, this video I'll be uploading in the YouTube. Second demo session. Tomorrow will be our last demo session. So that we'll talk about tomorrow on that.
We'll be getting the user ID to access, right?
Yes, yes. We will give 6 months access. Minimum 6 months, maximum 8 months.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, Karthik. Go ahead.
I'm done.
Someone was asking, is it VK? Yeah, please. You can unmute yourself and ask for the doubt.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Go ahead.
From next week onwards, we have to attend that evening sessions also, sir. As you said, some 16
No. Evening, I'll tell you. Evening sessions will be attended by the people who has already completed at least 40% of the course.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay. You mean to say that first we have to complete the 2 months training program. After that only we have to be eligible for the
Yes,
placement.
yes. In this 2 months program, at least 1 month, if you are able to complete at least 20-25 days,
Okay.
the evening batch, I'll give the assignment like this.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yesterday
I'll
I've
give.
spoken. Okay, sir. Okay. Yesterday I've spoken to Nilima. She told me that
Yes,
first we have to
yes,
complete the demo session. After that we will have that placement things and all. She told
yes,
me like
yes.
this.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's see you guys tomorrow. Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.